Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Look at my crazy hair. That's Darlene Jolene Joe. She's kicking 50 over there. I just woke up not too long ago from my nightly nap. It is 1:06 a.m. And I woke up probably about a half an hour or so ago. I laid down. I don't know what time I laid down. Probably, it was early. It was like 9:30 because I set my alarm for like 11, and of course I didn't get up. I kept on snoozing it. You guys, I had a dream about pee-pee. It was like a really good dream about pee-pee too. You know, I've been wanting that for like ever. And he was like sitting on the couch. I was like talking to somebody in my dream, and he was like sitting on the couch, and he was just real sweet. So I don't know if that was him coming to visit me, but I woke up and it made me really happy. I'm like having like wacky dreams. Like they are all over the place. And just really crazy dreams. I'm having like a lot of dreams with a lot of YouTubers in it, and I think that has to do with like me like doing a lot of drama videos recently, you know, because I think I'm just like during my waking hours like reading a lot of stuff and whatever. I had a dream about a psychic in my dream too, but I called this psychic on the phone, and she was like telling me stuff. She was like, I can't do a reading for you right now. She was like this older lady. She was like, I can't do a reading for you right now. It was like, it was weird, this dream. So we were at my first apartment, which I don't know if I've ever said this before in here, but like, so where I live, the apartment that I first lived in, my dad lived in those apartments too. Like when he like left my mom, like he moved into those apartments. So my dad had this exact same, and I always loved that apartment that he had. So my dad had this exact same loft apartment that I had, where, you know, like you walked up the stairs, or like you came in the door, and you like walked up, and there was like a landing, and then you walked up this way into like this loft living room. And then there was like a bedroom and a bathroom, like in a kitchen. And he had like the exact same apartment that I did, but we were like in different areas of the apartment complex. It was just like, it was called like a one-bedroom loft is what it was called, but it wasn't really like a loft, but it was supposed to be kind of like that, you know? So I don't know if I was in his apartment or if we were in my apartment, but my dad and my stepmom were there. And my stepmom like was like, she didn't feel good. And my aunt was there, my dad's sister, his next sister up, that I used to go stay with in Fort Wayne. And like Alex's brother Fufu was there for some reason. And we were gonna play a board game. And this is where I think like a lot of this stuff from YouTube is like floating over, because I was like watching this video by Joey Graceffa where he was talking about an Escape the Night board game. So I believe our dreams are a lot of like the subconscious working overtime, just stupid stuff that you've seen during the week. I do not believe that dreams foretell the future. I personally just don't believe that. But I do believe that like spirits come and visit us in our dreams and things like that. So anyway, I had this dream about, we were going to play this board game. I don't know what board game it was. But my aunt and I were like on our knees, like we were like setting it up. Do you know what I mean? It was like on this table. We were all going to sit around this table. And like my dad and my stepmom were on like the couch. And then my dad was like, well, I have to leave because I don't feel, or your stepmom doesn't feel good. So we're going to leave. And that car almost like shot through the intersection and hit me. So we were like, okay. And then my aunt got kind of upset. She was like, well, I guess we're not upset. But she was like, I guess we're not playing this game. And then like I had to go pick up Alex's brother somewhere. And so I went to this is just the weirdest dream, you guys, in the world. So I went to this other apartment, and I went there to go pick up Fufu, and it was like, you know, like when you go to somebody's like basement, like back in the day, and they would just have like 3 couches in the basement, everybody just kind of hang out. It was like one of those deals. And so Fufu was like on one couch talking to some of his friends, and he was like, I'm not ready yet. And I said, okay, well, I'll just wait for you. And there were like 2 couches that were like back to back, you know, like one couch faced this way and the other, and there was like back to back. And there was this guy, and he was sitting by himself, like half asleep, like with his head back. And I was like, oh my God, that's Nathan Schwandt, Jeffree Star's ex-boyfriend. So I went and I sat down next to him, and I was like, Nathan? I was like, and in the dream it was weird, like I knew him, which I've never met him or talked to him or anything, obviously. And he was like, yeah, and that was like, he like woke up, like he was like awake, and like next to him, Pee-Pee was there, and he like, all of a sudden Pee-Pee was like going crazy. And so I was talking to Pee-Pee, and that was like, I didn't pay any attention to him, like talking to him or anything like that. I really, really, really want, I was gonna say, Diet Coke, but I think that I really want Dr. Pepper. I hope McDonald's is open because I don't have any soda at home, and I forgot to grab water. So I didn't even really talk to him, but he was just sitting there while I was talking to Pee-Pee on the couch, and I was going crazy. And then for some reason, like, I called Alex, and I said, Alex, and Alex was like there, and I don't know, like he didn't come with me, and all of a sudden he was there, and I was like, Pee-Pee's here, and like Alex came over, and he was like on the other side of the couch, like bending over, and we were like talking to Pee-Pee and holding Pee-Pee, and he was like real excited, and he was like wagging his tail and stuff like that. So that was that, and then like I left there. Fufu was like, I'll meet you back at the apartment, or I'll meet you home, or something like that. And I was like, okay. So we left. Well, I left by myself, and I was like in this car, and I was going down these country roads, and they were real scary. And oh, it looks like it's open. And as I was going down these country roads, I was like talking to this psychic on the phone. Like I had called her, and I was like, oh, those plants are kind of pretty right there. They have these kind of bizarre plants. Look at these plants they have at McDonald's. Aren't those kind of weird? So anyway, yeah, could I get a large Dr. Pepper, please?
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
I
really don't want to waste a whole $1. Do I have any change in here? I'm sure I do. Nickel. Throat lozenge. That won't get me a whole lot, will it? Another throat lozenge. I was just listening to Maggie May by Rod Stewart, and now I have it stuck in my head. I need one more penny. I have it. I have exact change. Where'd those dollars go? Oh, there it is. Oh, she said second window. So then, I'm gonna eat this lozenge. So then I was talking to this psychic on the phone, and like, it was so weird. Oh, I had called her. I don't know what it was. I called her and I left a message, and I was just like, hey, this is Peter Monn. Look, I saw her number somewhere, and I was like, if you could give me a call back, I'd appreciate it. I'm going to find out about your rates and things like that. So she called me back. Do you know what is so crazy about this McDonald's? Okay, so they have the first window, which they have it like closed off. They have that stuff there in the window, so you can't really use it anymore, you know, like a lot of windows do. And then they have the pickup window number 1, but now that's where you pay. And then they had this new window down here, which is like this door that you walk out of, but it also has a window. And then they have reserved 1 and reserved 2, 3, 4, 5 over on the side. Isn't that so crazy? They are having fun in front of me. Can you hear them? So anyway, the psychic called me back. When I was talking to her, I could hear she was playing a video of mine in the background. Like, I could hear myself. And I was like, what is she, like, which video? Like, she was talking about somebody, like, in the video, I was talking about somebody that I didn't know who it was. And it was, like, a really old, like, I knew it was, like, an old video of mine, you know? And I said something like, she was, like, talking, like, in really, like, a strange kind of code way. I don't even know how to explain it, but I was like, are you watching, like, my videos? Like, did you look up my name or something like that? That's what I assumed, you know, that she, like, looked up my name. And she was like, I've watched your videos for a really long time. I was waiting for you to call. Like, I had sent out the message for you to call me. And I was like, what? And she was like, basically, like, she had subconsciously, like, sent me this message to call her. And then she, like, mentioned another channel. And she was like, I subconsciously sent them too, but they didn't believe in any of the things that I told them. She said, but I knew that you would. You know what I'm wondering about this dream? Is that, y'all know I'm friends with Ant Verdite. He's such a nice guy. He tweeted out this thing either today or yesterday about, like, drama channels and this, like, reading that he saw for drama channels. And I'm wondering if that's where that came from in my dream. I have a feeling that is. So anyway, but she didn't tell me anything, like, in the dream. She was like, I can't tell you anything. But then she was like, she kind of was telling me things. And it was weird because I was asking about pee-pee, because, like, that had just happened in my dream. And she wasn't answering me anything about that. It was almost like, and then I was kind of like, I felt like she didn't know. And I was like, almost kind of like I was testing her, but she didn't know. I don't know, the whole dream was so weird. And I was, like, out in the middle of nowhere on this, like, country road, and I was, like, real scared. Oh, she said something about, like, it got really weird. It was like somebody's gonna get murdered. And it was like, she said, I see blood and I see violence or something. And she was like, I see somebody getting murdered. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like talking about some guy killing his girlfriend. And I was like, and I said this in you guys, I know this is gonna sound funny to you, but, like, I said it with all seriousness in my dream. I was like, well, I have a true crime book club. Could it be that? Like, something that we read on there? She was like, no, it's not about that at all. When we used to go out to bars, we would tip drag queens, and we'd always put our dollars like this, you know, like you do with strippers too and stuff like that. You ever... Who is having so much fun? Do we call them strippers anymore, or do we call them dancers? But, you know, you put them in the side. We did that. We went to that Chippendales dancer thing in Las Vegas. I talked about that on here. Perez Hilton was running it at the time. But anyway, I always do that with my dollars still to this day. I know I should. How are you? How are you doing?
There you go.
Thank you. I don't know how she's doing. But anyway, that girl looked better. She'd have been waiting there for so long. So that was my dream that I woke up to. And then Alex was coming to bed, and I was talking to him about what his plans are for the weekend, and he doesn't really have any plans. I had such a great day today. Let me just tell you about my day, okay? Well, I actually kind of wanted to repeat my day tomorrow, but apparently I'm not going to be able to. So, I got up today. Well, so let me tell you something. So you'd think, because last night I had slept like so much throughout the night. So if you didn't watch my vlog yesterday, I went to bed early, like 10 something. And I slept until like 5:30 in the morning, and then I got up and I vlogged, right? Oh my God, this Jeep Wrangler is like hightailing it through this parking lot. And now they're coming like right here to go through. So when I got home, I was like wide awake. My neighbor was outside. He was taking his dog out, and I was talking to him. I got home at like 7. Oh, afterwards, after I got done vlogging last night, it was like 6:30 or something, you know, because I went longer than I thought I would. So I got a Hardee's breakfast sandwich with cheese, like the Beyond Meat breakfast sandwich, and some hash browns, and a Frisco breakfast sandwich with no meat on it, and a Dr. Pepper or a Coke. In my video today, I said root beer, but Hardee's doesn't have root beer. So anyway, I don't think they do. I love root beer. Root beer and Dr. Pepper are my two favorites. And then Mr. Pibb. Mr. Pibb and Dr. Pepper are basically the same thing to me. But then sometimes I just like Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi, you know? But tonight I was wanting a Dr. Pepper. So I ate that, and I sat in the parking lot of Hardee's, and I watched this video, this YouTube video that I wanted to make a drama video about, which nobody cares about. Nobody's watching it. And so I watched that. I just sat there and like watch this girl talk for 40 minutes on 2x speed. Do you ever do that? Probably with my vlogs. And ate this breakfast, and then I went home, and I got home at like, I don't know, it wasn't too late, 7 something. I was talking to my neighbor for a couple minutes, but like Alex didn't have to be at work until like 10 something this morning. So I like went upstairs and I completely crashed out. And I was like, I'll just get up when Alex does, because sometimes I'd park on the street, but I couldn't because the trash guys were coming. And so I was like, I'm not gonna get up and move it for the trash again and all this kind of stuff. So I was like, when Alex gets up and leaves, then I'll just move my car then. So I parked in the driveway. And I was like, then I'll just get up. And my plan had been that at 10 o'clock I would be up. And then I had already done my review video from yesterday. I was gonna go like get up, put my vlog up, because I didn't last night when I came in, I didn't upload. Well, no. That's why I was talking to my neighbor, because I took the dogs out. I like uploaded the vlog to my computer and I rendered it. I started rendering it, but then I went back to bed, so I didn't upload it till today, which is why it was up later. But so I was like, I'm gonna get up at like 10:30, and then I'm gonna start my day. I'm gonna go get my coffee. I'm gonna go to the pool. I'm gonna stay at the pool from like 10:30, 11. My plan was to get to the pool by 11, and then be at the pool from like 11 to 4 or 4:30. And then I was gonna come home and I was gonna make some videos and like take a nap and relax and eat something for dinner and all that kind of stuff. That's not exactly what happened, but my day was like, I did have a good day, because kind of like that. So I came home and I was having like the hardest time falling asleep, and I finally fell asleep like 45 minutes before Alex had to leave, and then I had to get up and move my car, and then I came back and I was like to Boo and Tucker, I was like, okay, we're just gonna lay down for like 5 or 10 more minutes. Well, I should have known it was over then, right? I don't know why this beanbag doesn't want to sit right tonight, and it keeps on going down, and then like all you see is my head. Not that it really matters, but, or you seen Darlene Joe over here. So, I laid down until like, it was like late, you guys, like 1:30. I finally just turned my alarm off, and I was like, I'll get up when I get up. And it was like 1:30 or 2. I was like, how did I possibly sleep this much? I mean, I must have needed it. I was so exhausted last night. Like, I completely just was like, I was out. So, yeah, so anyway, so I got up, and you know, like sometimes when you sleep too much, it's like you don't feel rested. Like, I didn't feel rested. So I got up, and was like trying to wake up. I almost made a cup of coffee at the house, but I was like, no, I'm gonna go get my coffee in just a second. So I don't know why I would have gotten to the pool so late. But I got to the pool at like 3. I don't remember what I did. Well, I had to get like the vlog and stuff ready and going. But I don't remember what I did. There was something I had to do around the house today. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, I didn't get out of the house until like 2:30, and then I went and got coffee. I think I was talking on the phone to a friend or something, I don't remember. So anyway, then I went and got coffee, and I went straight, like I put on my bathing suit at the house, and then went from there to Starbucks, and Starbucks to the pool. And when I got to the pool, I was like, please don't let it be super packed, and it wasn't. There was like this one kid in the pool, and his mom and sister were like on the side, and then they ended up getting in, and I talked to the mom like for a long time because their dad came like after work and stopped by, and then he like took the kids home, and she was like, well, I'm gonna stay here for a little bit longer. She was reading The Woman in the Window by AJ Fenn, so she and I talked for a long time. And then there was this family, it was like a mom and a dad. They were like maybe grandparents, I don't know. I think it was grandparents because they were like older. And they had like 3 girls with them, and they were like diving into the pool and doing dives. So mom, it was really sweet. The mom was like, the 2 youngest girls would like get out. They were probably, I'm so bad with ages, I have no idea. They were probably like, it so reminded me of Caroline and I back in the day. They were probably like 5 and 7 or something like that. And they were holding hands, and she was like, okay, now I'm gonna tell you, the mom was like, or the grandma was like, I'm gonna tell you, they were all in the deep end. I was sitting on the stairs the whole time, away from everybody. But like, the mom was, or grandma or whatever she was like, okay, I'm gonna tell you how to like jump in the pool, and then you have to do it, right? So they would sit there and they would like start jumping, and then she like a pencil, and then they would go like straight down, you know? And then she was like a butterfly, and they were like flapping their wings. And then she was like a ballerina. It just was hilarious. And I have to just say this one thing. If you're a parent, get in the pool with your kids. Play in the pool with your kids. I'm so thankful. You know, I was talking about this last night that my dad didn't always, but my dad did a lot. You know, my mom got in the pool all the time with me, and I was telling this mom today that I talked to. She sat there for like, we ended up talking about all kinds of stuff, but she was so nice. She must have thrown this ball back and forth with her son, like, I swear to God, for probably a half an hour straight. In fact, I mean, she even said to him a couple times, she was like, can mom take a break? Like, my arm is starting to hurt. And he was like, not yet. And the sister, she's standing there the whole time, asking her mom like 50 questions, what they're having for dinner, and it was so funny. But anyway, there wasn't really that many people there. And then the family at the end, they got out and left. And these 3 girls showed up that looked like college age. And they went down to go sit where my chair was. And I just like put a towel over like a sit-up chair, and then I put like my hat and stuff on like a lay-down chair. But I ended up not laying out at all. I just like took my shirt off and got in the pool because it was so nice. And so they came, they didn't have chairs, and I said, I was like, hey, I was like, you guys can have my chair if you want, just move my chair over. And I said, you can, and they were like, are you sure? And they were like, yeah. So I couldn't really see them because I was like, you know, far away. My eyesight is so bad anymore. I need to go get my eyes checked again. I mean, it's not bad, but like I couldn't see, like, you know, specifically in the light. It was so sunny today. I actually got quite a bit of sun on my face. Can you see? You know, my shoulder, like from here up, I got a lot of sun. But anyway, it's funny because like as heavy as I am right now, I just really don't care too much about, I think I'm gonna go this way. I just really don't care that much about being so, I mean, I do care about being heavy, but not as far as like getting in the pool or anything. So I was like going towards the deep end. Of course I had my cup with me, so I'm like swimming one-handed with this, you know, like as I'm going through the water. And I look over at these 3 girls, they're like sitting out like on their chairs at this point, you know, and I'm like, oh, it's who are these like college girls, you know? And it's this one girl, and she looked at me and she goes, Peter? And I was like, oh my God. I go, I was just talking about you, because I was talking to this other woman about, she was telling me about what like private schools her kids are gonna go to, and I was telling her about. Anyway, so there's this family that lives like at the end of our like, they're not in our neighborhood, they're like the first house outside of it, and she used to walk with her mom, and one day they were like walking through the neighborhood, and we just started talking to them, and it was like literally like 10 years ago. I was like, how old are you? She was like, I just turned 19, and she was like, I was like, oh my God, I met you when you were like 9. She was like, I know. And so anyway, so she goes to Ball State now, and I sat there and I talked to her and her 2 friends. They were just really sweet, and they were telling me about like I guess Harvard closed for the semester today or something. Like they decided that they're not coming back for the fall semester, and one of her friends, so it was one of them goes to IU, the other 2 go to Ball State, and the one that goes to IU was telling me that they're going like back to school in August, but then like from November to February they don't go to school. Because that's apparently flu season, and so like they're speculating that the flu season might spike the COVID. I don't know anything about that, so I'm just telling you what these girls told me. This might be completely not true, but they knew about the Harvard thing too, and so I don't know if like Harvard is like setting a precedent because they're like closing or whatever, but I did think that's interesting. Tanya had told me about the Harvard thing too, so I don't know about that. So I sat there and talked to them for a little bit. She was like, what did the one girl say? She said something about, I don't know what the one girl said. Somehow we got on the topic of like, she asked me what I did or something like that. And this girl, the girl that I know, she goes, he makes YouTube videos. And they were like, really? What's your channel about? I said one of the girls' names. So anyway, I'll have to just, I need to edit that part out because they need to be anonymous. They didn't say. I was gonna give them a shout out in my video today, but I was like, I didn't ask them, and so I don't like to do that unless I ask them. But anyway, so she was like, this girl was like, well, what kind of YouTube videos do you make? And I said, well, first I said I have 5 channels, and she's like, well, what about your most viewed channel or something? I said, you'll never guess. And she was like, what? And I said, what do you think it is? And she goes, do you do tech reviews? I go, no, I don't do tech reviews. She's like, well, what do you do? And I go, I do YouTube and beauty influencer drama commentary. She's like, really? And it was funny because they were like asking me like what I thought about each of these people. They asked me about, well, it was interesting, their age. Okay, the 2 girls, like the girl that I know, and then like her friend that goes to Ball State too, like they could care less. I thought that was really interesting. Like they were like, yeah, we wear makeup, but like we're not really that, like we don't care that much. We just, you know, throw on a little bit of makeup. They were kind of telling me like what they do. And they were like, yeah, like we watched YouTube in high school, but like just a little bit here and there. They actually knew a lot more about TikTok than they did about YouTube, which is interesting to me because, you know, like now TikTok's really huge, and supposedly like there's huge issues. They were talking to me about this too. Supposedly like TikTok might be banned or something like that because, anyway, I don't know a whole lot about that. But it says this road is closed on Sunday and reopens on Monday morning. I hope I don't have to go back around here. But they weren't like they asked me about like James Charles, but like they weren't like real concerned with him. Like I said, oh, do you watch him a lot? And they're like, no. They're like, he like, you know, like one of them said my younger sister watches him, and she's like in early high school. And then they asked me about Bretman Rock, and they asked me about Nikita Dragon. Those were like the 2 that like at the top of their list that they like asked me, which I thought was really interesting for their age group. And they were both like, we love Nikita. Like these 2 girls were like, oh my God, I love Nikita Dragon so much. And then they asked me about Patrick Starr, which I thought was kind of funny. They asked me about Manny and UA. And then like at the end of their list was like Jeffree Star. And I was like, do you guys like, what do you think of Jeffree Star? And they're like, they were both like, we don't watch his videos. They were like, what did the one say? I said, oh, you probably really like his makeup though, you know? And she was like, no, she was like, I don't. I don't really buy a lot of like influencer makeup and stuff like that. But then it was interesting because we kind of got into more mainstream YouTubers, and they were like, talked about Trisha Paytas, and they talked about Tana Mojo, and but all three of them were like, oh my god, I love Tana Mojo. And I was like, can you explain this to me? And they're like, she just doesn't give a F, you know, she just doesn't care, whatever. And I was like, that's what's relatable. And she's like, they were like, yeah, it's like, you know, she just like, she gets to do what she wants to do, she doesn't answer to anybody. And I was like, okay, I guess. But they all three of them loved Tana Mojo. And they were 19, so it wasn't like they were super, super young. Somebody is texting me. I don't know who this is. I can't see. But they were sweet. So I sat and talked to them for a while. And I still see her mom, because her mom like walks in the neighborhood and stuff. And her mom is like, she teaches like all of these hardcore like Pilates and CrossFit classes and stuff. She's like super in shape. I was like, now are you being a good girl for your mom and dad? And she's like, I'm losing my mind. I've been at home for like 5 months. And I said, are you getting along with your mom and dad? And she's like, yeah, I'm being good. She's got like younger brothers. And I was like, now are you being a good older sister? She's like, I'm trying to be. She's like, but I'm losing my mind. I was like, I go, well, I hear a lot of losing your mind going on. I said, you need to find some gratitude. She started laughing. She goes, don't start with me about the gratitude. So she was real sweet. This girl was like, when I get home, I'm gonna watch all your videos. And I looked over at the girl that likes known me for a while, and she kind of rolled her eyes. I said, yeah, she's real bored of this conversation. I said, she had this conversation for the last, she don't care about all this YouTube stuff. Anyway, it was fun. I had a good time talking to them. They were telling me what they're doing and hanging out. That they're like, this sucks. Like, we can't even enjoy our college experience. And like, they were all three of them. Like, we were talking about working, and they were like, they are so excited they got to work this summer. Like, they all worked before most summers anyway, but like, they were really excited. They were like, oh my god, I got a job here. They're all working at like, well, the one girl was working at a separate place, but she also worked at this other place, which is like a restaurant with the other three, or with the other two. And so they're like, we get to see each other, you know, like at work. So it's like, who is texting me? So they were real excited about that, which that's cool, you know. But I was like, that's kind of sad that like your excitement about your college summer is where you work. I mean, it is sad, you know. Because of everything that's going on right now in the world. What is that Pure Bar? What does that mean? Is that like a gym? I want to see what this place is in here. It's called Pure Bar. What is that? I've never heard of it in my entire life. Oh, I want to see who's texting me first of all. Son, my nephew, texting me a drum solo. He's so funny. What is this place? Big results, lift, tone, turn. It must be like a gym. Huh. This is that Goldfish swim school place. Okay, so one of Tanya's old employees works there, and she loves it. I wish I had thought of that concept. That is such a genius idea. I cannot believe, oh look, I didn't even know there was a Goodwill in here. I bet that place, do you guys have those places? Is it like a franchise? Is somebody texting me again? Is he texting me again? This indoor swim school called Goldfish, it's like, and then it's just like, it looks like, you know, like the YMCA, it looks like just rows of a pool, and then they like teach you how to swim in there. What a great, in a strip mall? In a strip mall. What a great concept. Like, that is so genius, don't you think? You're like, no, not really. I think it's stupid. I think it's genius. I love it. I wish I had thought of that concept. I sometimes do, though. I drive around and I look at businesses and I'm like, oh my God, I wish I had thought of that and whatever. Do you ever, like, think of business ideas and you're like, oh, this would be a great business. I should do this. and then like 3 years later you see it happen. Or like a book, if you think like, okay, as a writer, this happens to me all the time. I'll have like a great idea for a book, and then like somebody literally writes the book that I was thinking of. I'm like, okay, this is great. I should have written it when I was thinking of it. Oh, so I went to the pool, and I stayed out. I started walking out, and they walked out like right after me, and that was at like 4. We stayed till like 4:45 because they were coming at 5 o'clock to disinfect the pool. Well, this other woman that I was talking to, she and her like husband and kids live on the opposite side of where this girl lives, on the lake. So she was telling me, we talked for like an hour. I must have been up there longer than that. So anyway, because well, maybe not an hour, maybe 45 minutes. We talked about the book. We talked about private schools and versus public schools and where she was from. She was real nice, and her husband showed up, and I talked to him for a couple minutes. And I'm trying to be really neighborly. I was telling the girls that. I was like, listen, I'm trying to be more neighborly. And then she started laughing. I said, no, though, but really I am. I said, I'm trying to be like real friendly. She goes, well, she said, I was trying to be friendly one day, and she was like, there is this lip balm in here. Did I already take it out? She was like, I was trying to be really friendly one day, and she was like, I was walking with the kids that I'm nannying, and she said, and I was like, one of the kids walked on the person's lawn, and this guy started yelling at me, was like, you're on private property. I was like, well, no, I know some of these people can be kind of rude sometimes, but I said, I'm just trying to be more neighborly so I don't have to be one of those. Well, when I was talking to this mom earlier, when she was in the pool throwing the ball with her son, when the sister that was sitting there, she was like, this older guy starts walking towards the pool. Because it's like, the pool is like, at the end of this cul-de-sac, it's literally like, if I walked from my condo to the pool, it would literally take me maybe 60 seconds, if that. Maybe a minute and a half, I don't know. But anyway, she was like, this girl goes, here comes one of those cranky old people. I was dying, I thought it was hilarious. Anyway, but people were real respectful and social distanced and stuff, you know, in the pool. And well, they have it set up so you can't really like I was like sitting like 10 or 15 feet away from the girls when I was talking to them in the pool. The woman, well, she was sitting out at one point, and so she was like up and out at this, like, these 2 chairs and this table. So it's like all spread out around the pool like it used to be. Like, they took like half the chairs away. So they don't have half the chairs that they used to have anymore. They just have like little groupings. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 2 of them, 1 or 2 of them weren't taken. No, 1 of them was empty tonight. So anyway, oh, another guy came at the very end. When that whole group left of like the grandparents and whatever, another guy came. I forgot. But he was with like his like son. He came, and I think his dad lives in the neighborhood because his dad came and had like a big floppy hat on, and then later, like when I was like leaving, his wife was sitting there, I noticed. And it was just like they were sitting there watching their grandson swim, and the grandson was like little. He was like 2 or something. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not good with ages, and I don't care. I was talking to Laura, my neighbor, the other day. She was like coming back from the pool, and I said to her, whenever I say this, people are like, you hate kids. I do not hate kids. It's just, I love the adult swim hour, you know? So I said to her, I said, how was the pool? And she goes, there was too many kids. And I said, it didn't look like there were any kids there at all. She goes, there were 2, and that's too many for me. But it is like, you know, like I was telling this mom today, she has a name, by the way, and I do know it, but I'm just going to refer to her as this mom. She said, she didn't ask what I did, but she was like, it must be nice that you can like, you know, just kind come to the pool in the middle of the afternoon, and I looked at her and I said, yeah, you too, you know, like, it must be nice for all of us. And she was like, oh yeah, isn't it so nice? I said, well, I'm kind of imagining that I'm in Las Vegas right now, because I said we were supposed to take like 4 or 5 trips, and I said we haven't gone on any of them. So I'm trying to imagine that I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada right now, or that I'm in Miami. And she goes, how's it working? And I go, well, I said it wouldn't be where I would normally stay. I said, but the sun is out, and I said I'm sitting in, I got to be in the pool for 2 hours in the middle of an afternoon in the week. You know, it was beautiful. And but after that, I came back to the house and took the dogs out and fed them. And then I made 2 drama videos. I was gonna make a Peterisms video, but it was getting kind of late. So I was like, screw it, I'll just do that later. And then what did I do after that? Oh, I put everything else up. Then Alex was supposed to go out and have a drink with his girlfriend tonight, but she was going, like, her boyfriend's birthday is this weekend, and she's doing like a party, or a surprise party or something. I don't know, some kind of party for him. So she had to like work on that. That donut shop is always open so late, and I can't believe that there's nobody in there right now. So she couldn't go and have a drink with Alex. So they decided like rain check it and do it another night. So anyway, so he was like, I'm gonna come home, and he came home, and I really didn't eat a whole lot. Oh, I've been trying to like watch a scary movie every day. Like, you guys, I just have to tell you, like, I was sitting there today and I was like, after going to the pool, and I've gone to the pool a couple days this week, you know, and seen Tanya, and even though I can't really do a lot, I just had this moment where I was like, this is such, like, even though I can't travel, and even though I can't go anywhere and whatever, like, this is such a perfect summer. Like, I've got to go to the pool a couple times, you know, and I want to go a couple more times if it's nice. And like, I put all new bedding on the was that yesterday? I put like the new sheets that Alex bought. They're like suede though. I like them, but they're like, I have to get used to them. So I put like the new blankets on, and I put the big comforter, made the bed really nice. And, you know, I've been using candle waxes a lot and burning, you know, or like the candle warmer and things like that, and making the house really like very cozy, and, you know, with flowers and plants everywhere and stuff like that. And I've just really enjoyed it lately. And I was like, this has been like such a great summer. And every day I'm trying to like put a scary movie on in the background towards the end of my day, like when I'm feeding the dogs and just like uploading videos and stuff. So today I put on I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I had totally forgotten. I mean, I love that movie anyway, but I hadn't seen it in forever. Do you guys, I looked up Freddie Prinze Jr. He is 44 years old. Okay. When that movie came out, they were like relatively close to they're like all my age, pretty much. Like, that is crazy watching them now. You know, like, that movie's so far ago, and it's like, it's a great movie. I kind of forgot, I remembered who the killer was and stuff, but I forgot like the very end of it. And so when Alex came home, we sat there and we watched like the last 45 minutes of it together. And he ate some hummus and stuff. He had Chipotle for lunch. And I ate this street corn dip, and we sat there and watched. I was like screaming. He goes, you scream like you've never seen this movie before. I said, I don't remember these jump scares at all. At all. I don't remember them. They're terrifying me. So anyway, but that was fun. And then after that was over, I was like, I think I'm gonna lay down for a little bit. He didn't get home until late tonight. He got home at like 8:30. But I mean, it's like, you know, this first week of July, and I'm listening to a good book. Okay, this book that I'm listening to is actually not bad. It's called The 10 by Gretchen somebody. It's cheesy. I don't know that I would recommend spending the money and getting the Audible version for it. If you can buy it on the Kindle or something, I would. It's cheesy. It's poorly written. It's basically, you know, And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie is really what it is. And I already have it figured out. I already know who the killer is, and I'm literally not that far. I mean, I am far into it now because I've been listening to it at home, like while I'm getting ready and stuff. I play it. And stuff like that, but like I already have it figured out, and I know I'm not wrong about it too. So anyway, I just know. If I'm not right about this, I will get on here and be like, I am the biggest idiot in the world, and I thought I knew everything, and I didn't know anything. But anyway, No, it's good. It's fun to read because it's kind of suspenseful and scary, but like it's just a bad story. But Hank Green. So Hank Green, who wrote, he's John Green's brother. If you don't know who John Green is, John Green and Hank Green. What is rolling back here? Oh, I think it's my Lysol wipe, so I need to throw out anyway because they're all dried up. I have like 3 more in our basement, so I just need to get some more and put them down here. Did my Hank Green book come out already, or does it come out? I pre-ordered it. I'll be so mad if it came out and I didn't get to read it. Okay, so the book I'm reading is called The 10 by Gretchen McNeil. And this is what I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a picture of an island. And it's just called 10 by Gretchen McNeil. Anyway. Library. Not started. I ended up buying the book The Naturalist by Andrew Mayne, and he's the one that wrote, I have Deviant too by Harold Schechter. That's a book club book for the month. Oh my God, Gramboli's Pizza. We used to eat there when I was a kid. That can't be the same one. They had like games and stuff in there. They're like an arcade. We loved it. Hank Green. When does Hank Green's book come out? If I did not buy this book, okay. So John Green, he and his brother are the Vlog brothers, right? And I used to call them the Vlog brothers. And then John Green wrote all these books, and he wrote like An Abundance of Catherines, but his most famous book is Fault in Our Stars. And so his brother came out last year with a book called An Absolutely Remarkable Thing. It's fantastic. It's about UFOs, and it's about like this girl that just graduated from college, and she's very angsty and artsy. But this book that has a follow-up, which is called A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor, is the sequel. And when does it come out? It says add to library with 1 credit. I'm almost positive I bought this book. It comes out July 7th. I'm almost positive I bought this book. So I can't even read it. Oh my God, it's 15 hours and 46 minutes. Oh my God. Who has the right to change the world forever? How will we live online? How do we find comfort in an increasingly isolated world? The Carls disappeared the same way while the robots were on Earth, they read more. Well, I'm going to have to get it. I mean, I want to find out. It was like one of the best books that I read last year. So, once I finish this fantastic novel, 10, which probably will not be getting a 10 from me, I will finish that. But, alright, we'll get that book and read it. I can't believe that I thought I pre-ordered that book. I pre-ordered something, so I don't know what I did. I've talked about this so many times, but this little Motel 6T7 says vacancy. Is there nobody there tonight? Oh no, it's packed. See, when you drive in here, it's like totally packed. It totally looks like a serial killer hotel, I swear to God. Maybe on the way back, I'll pull in there and I'll show you guys, but it totally looks like a serial killer hotel. It kind of reminds me of that book, The Sundown Motel, that I read. Oh my God, that book was so good. Do you guys imagine like scary stuff all the time? I always do. I'm always like imagining something scary is gonna happen. I will shut you all alone. I was like humming something. I always hum something around the house, and it was like something, it was like some song that was in, I Know What You Did Last Summer. And Alex goes, that's the song you always hum. And I go, what? And he goes, for years you hummed that song. He goes, is this why you hum that song? And the song is Old Lang Syne, so I don't know why that would have been the song that I would have been humming, you know. For old acquaintance be forgot, da da da. But anyway. That song always makes me so sad. I'm pulling through here to the strip mall. Do you know what I wish? I wish that there was a Stranger Things season coming out right now. Or at least something that I could get excited in. There's like no TV shows right now that I'm really excited about watching. Grace and Frankie I started watching, and it just was kind of like, eh. And the thing is, I don't really want to start watching like an Ozark or something. I mean, I will, but like, it's so long, you know what I mean? Like, it's so much to get into, and it's like, I don't know that I really want to do all that. If it was something that I knew that, like, if I started, like, a murder mystery kind of deal, if I started watching it, I would love it. But I'm not convinced of that with anything. Look at that Sara Lee. Okay, I thought that was pound cake. I was like, okay, I could use some Sara Lee pound cake right this second. Oh my God, this Steak and Shake looks so much like the Steak and Shake that we stayed in, that we ate at. I don't know if I've ever told it. Oh, this is where I always do it wrong, okay? But this Steak and Shake right here, which is kind of like down in this like kind of valley, and then you can see this way, you can see I go down there into like nothingness. Okay, so we were coming back, like the first trip that we ever took to Florida, we drove down there. And, we went with our friend, Demetrius, and, he's the one that we visited in Dallas. Anyway, on the way home, Demi was in the back seat with like all of the bags and stuff like that, and I don't remember what kind of car I drove then, but anyway, so where was this little hotel? But he like literally slept the entire way home. So we, at one point, like we like went up there for spring break, like, you know, spring break time, and it was like March or something, and it was so cold. And so Alex was like, so anyway, we went down there. So Florida was like 85, right? But Indianapolis was still like snowing and stuff. I'm gonna pull in here, see what it says. Whirlpool Suites, our rooms are unbelievable. 50-inch flat screen, refrigerator, microwave, and DVD. You guys, I'm kind of scared to pull in here, but I want to see. I've never pulled in here before. Please drive slowly. Something about children. Here, I'm going to show you guys. Look at these rooms. I don't know. I would be so creeped to stay out here, though. Doesn't this make you think of this like serial killer? Now I want to see The Office. Is anybody in The Office right now? Is anybody in there? I don't see anybody in there. There's nobody in that office right now. Why not? Oh my God, is that not so scary? So here, I want to show you the sign, because this is what the sign looks like. Isn't that kind of cool? So anyway. Somebody that watches my vlog, she commented, she's like, I live in McCordsville. I'm like, well, this is McCordsville right here. So anyway, I remember that we had been driving forever, and we were like in Tennessee somewhere, and Alex was so hungry, and he was like, can you please stop somewhere? And I was like, okay, where do you want to stop? And we were like, it was like this really cute town. Do you ever like take road trips and it's like the middle of the night and you're like, I just wish I lived here and I'd be home, you know what I mean? And you come to like some really cute town like along the way. We were like right outside of Nashville, because we were probably like a half an hour from Nashville, because I can remember we hit Nashville and I was like, babe, we only have 5 more hours. And at that point it was like midnight, and I was like, we're gonna be home real soon. And he was like, seriously? And I was like, yeah, because we're like, Indianapolis is 5 hours from Nashville, Tennessee. So anyway, because I drove down there with a friend of mine back in the day when she worked at the Connection, this bar, a couple times and performed there. We actually went from Indianapolis to Louisville, and then she worked in Louisville like on a Thursday, Friday, and then she worked at the Connection in Nashville like Saturday, Sunday. But anyway, so I remember we stopped at this place and it was like late on like a Sunday night or something, and it might have been like more like 1 o'clock in the morning or something, but anyway, we stopped and it was like, you went down this like huge like valley and came up to it like out of this, and so it was this really cute little Tennessee town, and there were like 2 or 3 hotels right there. It was real cozy, you know, it just seemed like real cozy. And we got out and it was freezing, and we literally changed outside the car, and we put on like sweatpants and did we change outside the car? I think maybe one of us did, but we changed into like sweatpants and like hoodies and stuff because it was so cold. And I remember we went inside and we ate like chili and all this stuff, and we got like milkshakes. It was really fun. And I can remember we just sat in this Steak and Shake, and it was just like so nice. I can remember after that, like Alex, we got in the car and he got like, I went and got gas and I got like a cup of coffee. And I was like, he's like, do you care if I sleep? And I was like, no. And he slept for a little bit, and then he woke up and we hit Nashville, and I was like, babe, we only have like 5 more hours. And I was listening to some audiobook. I can't remember what it was. We were actually talking about taking a trip tonight. So Alex is like really, really wanting to take a trip, but he refuses to drive. I'm not super comfortable about driving. And this is the thing, like we were talking about maybe going to Unico in Mexico. I don't know the safety of, we haven't checked into any of this, okay? So before anybody comes for me, like we would really like to go somewhere for our anniversary is what we would really like to do, which is in August. We obviously cannot go to like Miami right now, unless we would literally just stay in a hotel room, go to the beach and come back. But like everything's closed in Miami, so I don't know why we would do that unless that changes. Everybody's telling us not to go to Las Vegas, so Las Vegas is kind of out. I don't really know what we would do in Las Vegas, but just go to the pool, eat in a restaurant, and then, I mean, I don't even think you can go shopping and stuff right now. I don't know, so, and then, you know, I guess we could do San Diego to visit my brother-in-law. We hadn't even really thought about that, and stay at this hotel that we liked last year or something like that, you know. It stopped, I didn't even know it. But I said, you know, I don't want to be out at a bar until like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning in Key West. I'm not comfortable doing that. But if you want to get some like real cute little house that has its own pool and whatever, like I would be totally down to do that. Real cute little house, just so you know, in Key West in August, which is also rainy season, equals very, very expensive with its own pool. But we haven't taken another trip this year, so I would totally be down to do that. So we might do Key West. I have to look at flights because he's absolutely resistant to driving down there. Well, I wouldn't drive to Key West anyway. But like Destin is like an 11-hour drive, and there's some really cute houses with pools in Destin, but he doesn't want to do that. He's like, my back, because his back is really hurting again lately. He's going to see the chiropractor next week, and he's like, I'm not going to get into a car and do an 11-hour drive. I just can't do that. And I was like, okay, I totally understand. So I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. And then we got into like a longer conversation about it because I was like, well, I'm not really comfortable with this and with that. And he goes, I'm not saying we have to go. I'm just saying it would be really nice if we could go. But here's the thing, is like, every person that we know is going somewhere. Like, you know, people are going to the lake, and they're going here, and they're going there. And I'm just like, it is really hard, you know? It's really hard to see that everybody is doing that. And there's not really any place for us to go. Like, we can't go, you know? I mean, I even said to him, I said, if you want to go to, like, because, you know, Melissa and Jason went to Naples, which is like, there's nothing going on there. But I said, if you want to go to Naples and, you know, rent, like, just get a condo or whatever, we could do that. He was like, he didn't seem real excited about that. I mean, I think we both know that we would love to go to Miami, but Miami is just, I told him, because, like, we were talking about Key West, and I said, to go to Key West, do we have to fly into Miami? And he goes, no, I think we can fly right into Key West. And I said, I'm just telling you right now, I'm not super comfortable flying into Miami right now. Like, they're saying that Miami-Dade County is like one of the hot spots. Like, I'm not comfortable with that. And he was like, well, I know. And I'm like, Just like I'm not super comfortable going to Vegas unless they start saying Vegas, I said it again, Vegas, unless they say that the numbers are going down, and then I would go to Las Vegas, you know, but like only if they said the numbers were going down. I also like, it's one thing to sit on a plane for 2 hours, it's another thing to sit on a plane for like 6 hours. And then Alex is like, well, if we went to Mexico, if we went back to, you know, like some resort in Mexico, we'd literally be like in our rooms or on the beach. Or like, you know, but here's my thing with Mexico. I actually think that probably sounds like the safest of all of it, because I have to say on all of the trips that we go on, the least we interact with people is when we go to Mexico. Because we're literally in our room, or we are like eating at a restaurant, or we're at the pool or beach, which is your distance from people anyway. Like on the beach, we're not really ever that close to somebody unless we're kind of talking to them, you know? Which we just wouldn't do that. So, like, that would probably be the best. But my thing is, if, like, they close the borders again, or whatever they did the borders closed, or if, like, you know, if they say that we can't, like, leave or come back into the country, then we're stuck in Mexico, you know? And, like, I mean, and for how long? You know what I mean? So that probably would be, I mean, worst case scenario, if we're in Florida, we can just drive back, you know? But if we're in Mexico, we can't do that. So I don't know. I don't necessarily feel comfortable about that. You know, if it was up to me, hell, I'd go get a place in Michigan. You know, get a house with a pool in Michigan, or, you know, just to be out at a pool all day long, or drive to some place in, like, you know, Florida. I don't mind. I get a place tomorrow and go on vacation. I true story would. I get a place in Destin and just say, let's go tomorrow. Let's go down there tomorrow. But Alex is like, well, I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. And I'm like, okay, well, we don't have to do anything, you know? I'm totally fine just staying here all summer long. He's like, well, if it would make you feel better, if you think that would be the best idea. And I'm like, well, I don't know what I think is the best idea. Now you planted the seed, and I kind of want to go somewhere now, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I don't want to put myself in, you know, harm's way with all of that. So I don't know. We'll see. I told him, I said, it's going to be, I mean, whatever we do will be kind of like a last minute thing too. Melissa and Jason did book a trip for Las Vegas. They're supposed to go in September, like the middle of September. If the numbers start going down, then we'll just book a trip and go with them to Las Vegas in September. We'll have to see. But I'm not, like, as of today, like, if I was leaving next week, I would cancel the trip. I'm not comfortable going there right now. And, you know, Alex's cousin told us not to come. And she, like, doesn't really have a problem going out and being, I mean, she social distances, but she doesn't have a problem, like, going out and being somewhat social with her friends and stuff like that. And if she's telling us not to come, like, until she says come, it's safe, I won't feel comfortable, you know. Anyway, you know what? We probably won't end up going anywhere anyway. We're totally fine, like, not going anywhere. We have blessed lives. We have a pool that we can go to. It's fantastic, you know. It's like, who was I talking to today that was telling me that? Oh, I was talking to that girl. She was like, yeah, I lay out in my driveway every day instead of coming. I said, I don't know why you're not coming to the pool when you have access to use a pool, you know. Anyway, we probably won't end up going anywhere, but it's nice to kind of dream and look. It's kind of fun to look at the Airbnbs. I forgot about all that, you know. So anyway, I've been to Key West one time when I was a kid. Like, I went, well, my parents and I think I talked about this the other night. We went to Marathon Key. We actually drove. But we went to, like, Key West, like, one day or something, because we went to Ernest Hemingway's house, I remember, and we went to, like, that Sloppy Joe's or whatever bar. I have a t-shirt from there. But I remember thinking Key West was really cute. There are some absolutely adorable houses. There's also some very, very expensive houses. But I've heard that Key West doesn't have great beaches. And Alex is like, yes, they do. And I, like, looked up tonight, and it was like, Key West is not known for having great beaches. The other thing that they're known for having is sharks. And Andrew TMI, I don't know if you know who he is, but he's, like, a YouTuber. And he and I are, like, friendly with each other. He's, like, a really nice guy. And he and his boyfriend were just down in Key West, or are there right now, actually, I think. And they're staying, like, in this hotel. And it, like, looks over the water. And there's, like, you can see the sharks swimming around at night. I'm like, oh, no. Like, I am not about all that. Like, I think I'd freak completely. And he's doing like these paddleboard things where he's like standing up, and there's like sharks and manatees. Like, I would lose my mind. So I'm like, I don't know that maybe Key West is the place for me to go. I just don't think I would enjoy that. But anyway. But if we had like a little private pool to like hang out by all day long or go swimming at night, I would love that, you know. My ideal little house in Key West would be like a little 2-bedroom deal, you know, where like one room I could just kind of set up while we were there as like my filming studio, so I could make like videos and stuff in there, and then the other room could be like our master bedroom or whatever, and then we'd have like a little lanai where we could sit at night, you know, and you know, Alex could have a drink if he wanted to, and I could smoke a cigarette in the evening if I wanted to, because I like to on vacation and all that, you know, and then we could just sit out there, and like I could go swimming in the evenings, and we could have like a little night swim, and then, you know, come inside and like watch a movie, and you know, like, I don't know, put a frozen pizza in the, you know what I mean? Like, that would be such an ideal little trip to me. And then like, oh, just see, I was like, please do not rain tomorrow. I wanted to go to the pool tomorrow, and it's lightning in the distance and thundering. Or lightning, I can see lightning in the distance. But maybe it's heat lightning. So, I don't know, we'll see. What do you guys think about Key West as a place? You know? Any other places in Florida that you'd recommend that are not like Miami? I guess Miami scares me, you know? I guess we could do it, but... and throw caution to the wind, I guess. If we did it the way that if we did it and we stayed like at our friend's condo like we did last time, and we just didn't go, well, you can't go out to eat because everything's closed at 10 o'clock. I think their curfew is 10 o'clock in Miami right now. That's the other thing. Why go down there when their curfew is 10 o'clock? So, that's stupid. Because, I mean, you can't even, like, we go out to eat at like 9:30 or 10, you know what I mean, to Lincoln Road. So it's like, where would you eat? And I don't want to go down there and pay to get room service every night. I don't know. It's just, it seems like we really want to go somewhere and just get away. Because, I mean, Alex said to me tonight, he was like, I really just want to spend a week with you alone, you know? And if we're here, I know that that's not going to happen, which is true. It really is the case, you know? But then I guess maybe not be so picky about where we're going to go. What do you guys think about that renting a house in Key West? Let me know in the comment section below. But anyway, okay, listen, I'm going to get off here now. I've gone for like an hour, I think. I've probably talked over an hour. My throat is kind of hurting a little bit. I think like me going in and out of like the air conditioning and the heat is like what my like side of my throat. But you remember yesterday it was hurting, like today it doesn't hurt at all. But it's like strain, like my throat feels like I'm straining, like I'm just talking so much when you feel like you're about to lose your voice, you know? So I'm gonna listen to a little bit of my audiobook and probably like 45 minutes, and then I'm gonna head home and get up tomorrow and start the day and hope that tomorrow it is not cloudy and I can go to the pool, although it's 80% chance of morning thunderstorms. I'm like, ugh. Anyway, I have an appointment tomorrow and like a recovery kind of deal thing in the middle of the afternoon, so whatever. It'll probably, like, that'll probably be the 1 hour that it's sunny. This is that service commitment that I made a long time ago, and anyway, it'll be fine. It's fun. It's good for me, and you guys, I don't know why that lake just reminded me of this. I have this movie down in the basement, but did you guys ever see, I think with Burl Ives, it was this made-for-TV movie back in the day. I actually do, you guys. Oh my god, the battery's gonna die. I do have the VCR of this, and it's called Earthbound. Anyway, it's about these aliens that come to Earth, and they like land their plane in the lake. Alright, you guys, I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible and see if I don't have to replace the battery, but if I have to stop, I'll replace the battery, okay? Anyway, if you made it this far in the vlog, thank you so much for watching. If you like this vlog, the video today, please give it a big thumbs up and hit that like button. Also, please make sure that you're still subscribed to this channel, or if you aren't already, please consider subscribing to this channel and to all of my other channels. That would really make my day. The like button would really make my day too. And if you'd like to leave a comment, please leave a comment in the comment section below, and maybe tomorrow I will read a bunch of comments. And also, you can leave a blue heart if you don't want to leave a comment, which just is like, hey, Just leaving some love over here. The blue heart is representative of the OG wolf pack. That's all of us over here, just trying to get through life one day at a time, putting a little love and a little positivity out there into the world. And yeah, so I hope you guys are having an amazing Friday. I cannot believe it is Friday already, the beginning of the weekend. Thank God it's Friday. Unless you have other plans, but like I always say, don't have other plans. Make the most of your day. Do something fun today. Do something exciting. Start a new book or movie or puzzle. Start a puzzle. I want to start a puzzle this weekend. I think I'm going to. I bought all these puzzles during the COVID and then I never did them. That's what I'm going to do. Do something that will just make you happy, you know? Do something, we do things we have to do all the time, but we don't often do things that make us happy. Do at least just one thing today that will make you happy, no matter how small or large it is. And also, look at that little cute dry cleaners over there. It's called Zips. Do something that will make yourself proud when you look back on it tomorrow or the next day or the day after or next week or next month or next year or 5 years from now or 10 years from now or 20 years from now or 50 years from now or 60 years from now or... Okay, can I just tell you that when I stopped to change the battery, I like looked down at my phone and it was playing my audiobook and I was like, it had been playing since I was talking about the Hank, I said Hank Williams, the Hank Green book. It had been playing on there, okay? So I had to go back and find my place in this stupid book so that, anyway, I was like 4 to maybe 7 chapters ahead or something. I mean, it was like way ahead. So I was like rewinding it, is this where? Rewinding it, is this where? So anyway. Also, do something that will make yourself proud when you look back on it tomorrow or the next day or the day after or next week or next month or next year or 5 years or 10 years or 20 years or 50 years or 60 years or 69 years, family friendly, or 80 years or 88 years or 100 years or 110 years or even 120 years from now, and you look back on it and you're proud from that first step that you made towards living the life of your dreams, for living your best life, whatever that means. And try to live your best life every day. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And so does Darlene, Jolene, Joe. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you tell yourself, I love you, and at least one positive affirmation like you are beautiful or you are valuable. And every night before you go to bed, look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you, and at least one positive affirmation like you are beautiful or you are valuable or you are valuable or you are beautiful. And also every night before you go to bed, say tomorrow is going to be an amazing day. I'm going to be happy, joyous, and free all day tomorrow. I'm going to sing, I'm going to dance, I'm going to laugh, I'm going to cry if I want to, if I need to. Let it out. Let the tears out if you need to. And I'm going to participate in all of my favorite activities and crafts and hobbies and passions. And I'm going to hang out with my friends and family if I can. And if I can't, then I'm going to spend some time alone. Or if I choose to, I'm going to spend some time alone. And I'm going to have great opportunities come my way all day tomorrow. And I am going to have positive experiences all day long. And if my day gets off track and I start getting negative, well, I can start my day over whenever I want. I can just go in the other room and say, I'm starting my day over. And when you get up in the morning, say, today is going to be an amazing day. Do this. Trust me, it will work. Say, today is going to be an amazing day. And if it doesn't work, you know what you can do, right? Today is going to be an amazing day. I'm going to be happy, joyous, and free all day today. Do you guys know where the happy, joyous, and free thing comes? It's a 12-step thing. And it's actually it's the name of the basic text for, I think, Cocaine Anonymous. It's called Happy, Joyous, and Free. But anyway, say, when you wake up in the morning, say, today is going to be an amazing day. I'm going to be happy, joyous, and free all day today. I'm going to sing, I'm going to dance, I'm going to laugh, I'm going to cry if I need to get some tears out. I'm going to feel my emotions. I'm going to allow myself to live. I'm going to give myself permission to live. I'm going to give myself permission to take a nap, or permission to find joy or happiness today, or eat ice cream if I want. I just remembered earlier tonight that I have ice cream at home. I'm so excited. I haven't even gotten into it. And I'm going to hang out with friends and family if I can. And if I can't, or if I choose not to, then I'm going to spend some time alone and really enjoy my time alone. And I am also going to sing and dance. I already said that. I'm going to participate in all of my favorite crafts and hobbies and passions and things I love to do. I'm going to have great opportunities come my way all day long, and I'm going to have positive experiences all day long as well. And if my day gets off track and I start getting negative or, you know, down on myself, well, if I start getting pessimistic and cynical, well, I can start my day over whenever I want. I can just walk in the other room and say, I'm starting my day over. God help me, I want to start my day over. I want to be more positive. I want to enjoy my day and live this day as if it was one of my best days ever. Living towards your best life and your dream life, you know? Most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody. Let somebody know how much they mean to you. You know, pick somebody that maybe might be a little bit lonely and just say, hey, I just wanted you to know I was thinking of you. How you doing? I did a really good job of that during COVID, but I haven't so much since things have kind of like, you know, we can go out more and stuff. I need to do that more. Also practice random acts of kindness, but like I always say, don't tell anyone. Just do it because it's the right thing to do. It's a nice thing to do. You know, that's practicing altruism, is just putting that positivity and love and kindness out there in the world with nothing in return for it. Trust me, it's a good feeling, but nobody will know except for you, right? And you're also helping the world around you, so just try it. Just do some kind acts, you know? The more kind acts we do, the more we just kind of get into the routine of doing kind acts without just not even thinking of it. And isn't that kind of the goal? And I could really do a better job at that as well. So I will work on it too. We can work on it together. And I think that's it. So anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. I drove away and I thought, why not get on here and give them one more I love you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and you totally make my day by watching my vlogs. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. I love you. One more I love you. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.